All right, first order of business. This person who I want to talk about, a very polarizing person, painted as a villain, in the media, of course, painted as this such bad guy, quote unquote a bully, and this, that, and the third. The guy I'm about to speak about right now, real quick. You've heard a lot about him in Americanized news. Probably not nowhere else, but Americanized news and maybe NATO countries. That's a maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because those are our allies. But I'm just gonna say, America westernized news. This guy is just scum of the earth. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And this person is Vladimir Putin. Now, you hear all the time about, Vladimir Putin, not because of the Ukraine-Russian war that's going on. I'm not even gonna get into that. We can even go before that. Trump, before he won the election and up until that point when he was running and stuff, he got accused of plotting with the Russians or having this relationship with Russia and doing this and that and the third. And, he's being quote unquote indicted for, having this Russian relationship that just so bad for the US of A, which is, a crock of shit. But I digress. We all know by now that we can't trust everything on the news. And it's really close to nothing. You can't trust nothing on the goddamn news. But for the people out there that got hope and just believe in this system and just believe everything they hear on the TV and just got one set track mind about this and that, even when shit is just right in front of their face. For those people, I'll just say, he's for those people, I'll just say, at this point, even some shit got to be some bullshit that you see on the news or hear, or see out in the broadcast, media outlets. It got to be, you know what I'm saying? But of course, I, disagree. But so this one person, he in the news, always painted bad, just like the North Korea president. Don't know his name, but one and the same, pretty much one and the same. And both of those countries are not in NATO, by the way. And they don't have a Rothschild federal bank type shit. They don't have a Rothschild's bank, centralized bank in their countries. So anytime, no matter where you at in the country, anytime you're not going with that narrative that they want you to go with, you're a terrorist or you're, this or that. But I ran across a law that was passed, and I ran across a direct quote, that was within it. When I read what I read and seen what I seen, and I really just had to tap in on this one, man. I just couldn't believe what I read. I couldn't believe what I saw. And after I comprehended and take it in, man, I just feel like, man, it's a goddamn shame over here in the West, over here in the US of A. It's just, words can't describe It can't even describe, man. I ain't got no words for it no more. But not no good ones anyway. But Vladimir Putin passed a law. This is a real law in Russia. You know what I'm saying? That any Russian that grows or sells genetically modified food is to be considered a terrorist. And it's illegal. It is illegal to grow or sell genetically modified foods in Russia. Goddamn. Shout out to Vladimir Putin, man. Fuck. Shout out to you for that, man. That's a big step. And shout out to all the other countries that we don't know about that's on the same, they on the same type of time. You know what I'm saying? And he's even giving away land to Russians who will grow food organically. Just giving away land, or has given away land to people, Russians, that will grow food organically. Over here in the US of A, what do? We pass a law to grow lab-grown meat. The FDA. Supposed to be the first line of defense when it comes to anything you pretty much consume in your body. If it's not approved by the FDA, then it ain't shit. Well, what the fuck is lab meat, man? What is that? We pass a law to sell, not grow, because you can't grow lab-grown meat. It's in the lab. So it's not growing nowhere natural. You know what I'm saying? It can't even be a hybrid. Like, you can grow marijuana, you can grow fruit out of the ground with hybrid seeds, hybrid soil, hybrid chemicals that you may put on it. No, it's in a lab being created. How? I don't fucking know. With what? I don't fucking know. If this ain't something that, like, got your head scratching, got you saying, man, yeah, that's some fuck shit. Like, what are you? Like, for real, what are you, dog? Or, ma'am, you don't think this is some bullshit? Vladimir Putin, I will repeat this. Any Russian that grows or sells genetically modified foods is considered to be a terrorist. It is illegal to grow or sell genetically modified foods in Russia. But over here in the US of A, we just passed a bill to grow fake food, fake meat in a lab from a machine. Some kind of 3D printer or some kind of machine is gonna process some meat for us, and they gonna sell it to us. So, what? And this is a direct quote from the Vladimir Putin. A direct quote from Vladimir Putin. We Russians look across at the West, over-vaccinated, over-medicated, overfed, sitting in front of boxes every day, eating food with no nutrients. And we know it's weakening the West. That's a direct quote from Vladimir Putin. Over-vaccinated, over-medicated, overfed, sitting in front of boxes every day in our lounge, eating food with no nutrients. I didn't hear no lies. Now, this don't apply for everybody. Everybody ain't doing that. Everybody ain't doing it. Of course. A lot of people on their game, a lot of people eating good. vegans, holistic health. A lot of people didn't take the vax. But for the most part, yeah, that's pretty right. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. For the most part, yeah. Very, very accurate. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. If you really think this is a country that cares, or a government that cares, or let's say business minded, or corporations, politics, if you think any of that cares about you or your well-being, then I think you should see a doctor, a therapist, somebody. You have a mental issue. You're mentally challenged. I'm gonna just go off the record and say that shit straight like that. Fuck how you feel about it. It's the truth. No way, dog. Like, we gotta worry about. Hold on. Do you know how many foods that's legal over here being sold and put in the forefront that's completely illegal in other countries? Sugar is illegal in other countries when it's in everything over here. Fucking salt, fucking colored dye on foods. Like, it's so much shit that's just glorified and put in the front over here in the West, over here in the US of A. But it's completely illegal in other countries all over the world, everywhere else. If that's not an eyebrow raiser, like, I don't know what the fuck is. And that's just one little simple issue we got over here. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, though, shout out to Vladimir Putin for that's one hell of a law right there. US of A, y'all full of shit.
You are now watching 702 Visions.
Shout out to y'all boys, man.